President Verhofstadt.
Yeah. Well, I'm not here to liquidate nation states. I don't think that's the main problem of today. It's like Europe shall liquidate and cancel all the nation states. I think, sorry, it's a ridiculous image when you see European Union with a budget of 1%, compared to the nation states who have a taxing power of 40%, 40 times more. So the problem is not that Europe shall eliminate the nation states. We need a good balance between both of them. That's the point today. And I am convinced that the nation states have not always been so positive for the European civilization, certainly not in the 19th century and in the 20th century with everything what we have seen. And I think even that nation states, in a certain way, have destroyed, nationalism has destroyed a big part of the European civilization. I'm always giving the example of Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka was a Jew living in Prague and writing in German. And the biggest German university was in Prague. It was not in Berlin, it was in Prague. Today there are no Jews writing in German in Prague. That was civilization, European civilization. And when Goethe went to Italy to make his big trip to Italy and writing his book about, he didn't need a passport. And he felt himself a European. European civilization exists from here, from the Atlantic until the Volga. That's Europe. And that exists. And it's not a question of domination. I didn't even use the word domination. I think only that in the world of tomorrow, to defend our interest, we do it better together than separately. That's my only feeling about this. And then the question of the European demos. I think what is absolutely necessary in the next elections is that I know Eurosceptics shall be very active. We know it already in France with Marine Le Pen, UKIP in Great Britain, a number of other countries, a number of other political parties in a number of countries. What is lacking is the pro-European movement who is defending a more pro-European line. That is lacking in Europe for the moment. I see pro-Europeans everywhere. Yeah, really. It's not by defending the status quo or by defending the European Commission that you defend the pro-European line. For me, a pro-European line is something different than the Europe of today. The Europe of today is not my Europe. It's not the Europe of what is needed in the future. What is needed in the future is not a bureaucratic commission with an intergovernmental European Council who has overtaken today the European Commission in the decision-making. That is not what we need. And the proof of that is the crisis in which we are. What we need is a real integrated Europe and a European demos with a European government, controlled by European Parliament representing the citizens, and then a Senate of Europe representing the nation states. And it are those two bodies who have to control this European government. A federal system, that is what we need, controlled by the citizens. And how to create the European demos? I think there are different possibilities. Transnationalist was one of the ideas. Another idea is that in the future, why not having another system of financing the European Union? The actual system based on national contributions is completely obsolete, is not the way forward. We need a direct financing system where citizens are not paying to their nation states and the nation states are paying to the European Union with every discussion that it produced. No, we need a direct financing system where the citizen is paying directly to the European Union. I'm always thinking that if you pay for something, you're interested in something. You think, okay, what they are doing with my money there in Brussels? What are the policies that they are developing? What are the choices that they are making? When you don't pay for anything, you are not interested in it. And that is what is happening today. And people have no feeling for the European Union because this lack of transnationalist, lack also of a direct financing system in Europe. And finally, if we change a number, because it shall be necessary, I think, to establish the fastest as possible in Europe what I call a fundamental law, to use a German word, a Grundgesetz for this European Union, I think it shall be necessary to do a referendum. Not a referendum in one country, a referendum in all the member states, in the whole European Union, so that there is the expression of the European citizens towards this new European Union.